Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon, Mr. Wahyu. On this occasion, we would like to present 8 topics that have been given to fulfill the midterm exam requirements that have been given. For for the first of all, I will introduce the members of the group of mine. First is myself, Alexandra Wirija, and Aurel Laurangela, Feby Pratama, and Yulia Dian. So for the first part, this part will be presented by Feby Pratama.
Alright, for the first, the production of speed sounds. Speed sounds production is a complex process that occurs when we generate sounds while speaking. It involves several key components working together in our vocal system to create meaningful sounds. The process begins with the speak organs, where the lungs act as the primary source of airflow. This air travels upward through the larynx, which houses the vocal cords. The vocal cords are crucial in determining whether a sound will be voiced or voiceless. When the vocal cords vibrate, they produce voice sounds like B or Z. When they don't vibrate, we get voiceless sounds like P or S. The oral cavity serves as the main chamber for sound modification. Within this space, the tongue plays a vital role as the primary articulator, moving to different positions to create various sounds. The lips also contribute significantly by changing shape and position to modify sounds. The nasal cavity becomes involved when producing nasal sounds like M and N. The actual formation of speech sounds follows three main stages. Main states. First is initiation, where air is pushed up from the lungs. This is followed by phonation, which occurs at the vocal cords. Finally, articulation happens when the airflow is served by various parts of the mouth to create specific sounds. And the two, long vowels. Long vowels are sounds that require a longer duration to pronounce compared to short vowels in English. And B, we go to the diphthongs. Diphthongs are sounds that combine two vowel sounds in a single syllable. The sound glides from one vowel to another. And the last, triphthong. Triphthong are the most complex vowel sounds combining three vowel sounds in a single syllable. Okay. Key points to remember. Long vowels maintain the same quality throughout their duration. And two, diphthongs involve a clear change in quality from one vowel to another. Three, triphthongs are essentially diphthongs followed by A. The speed and smoothness of the glide in diphthongs and triphthongs can vary based on speaking style and accent. And thus, the sound can be challenging for learners whose native language don't have similar vowel combination. And the next presentation by Aurel.
All right. Voicing and consonants. In linguistics, voicing refers to the vibration of the vocal cords when producing a sound. Voiced sounds are made when the vocal cords vibrate, while voiceless sounds are made without vocal cord vibration. In English, there are several pairs of consonants that differ only in voicing. There are voiceless and voiced. And then consonants. Consonants are sounds made by obstructing airflow in the mouth. And consonants can be produced in different parts of the mouth. There are bilabial, using both lips, dental, using tongue between teeth, alveolar, using tongue behind upper teeth, and palatal, using tongue against hard palate, velar, using tongue against soft palate, and then glottal is a vocal cord. And then consonants can also be classified according to how they are produced. There are five consonants. The first one is stop, the next one fricative, and then nasals, and then liquids, and the last one is semivowels. Understanding voicing and consonants is essential for accurate pronunciation and communication in English. And then we have phonemes and symbols, where phonemes are the smallest units of sound in a language that distinguish one word from another. They are the basic building blocks of spoken language. And phonemes have key points like distinctive sounds, unique representation, and then language specific. Also, symbols or International Phonetic Alphabet. The International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA, is a standard system of symbols used to represent phonemes in written form. Symbols also have some of key points. There are phonetic transcription, unique symbols, and then language neutral. And then understanding phonemes and IPA symbols is essential for linguists, language teachers, and then language learner to accurate represent and study spoken language. And then fricative and affricates. Fricatives are a type of consonantal sound made by directing air through a narrow channel in the vocal tract and causing turbulence and friction. This friction produces hissing or buzzing sounds. There are some characteristics of fricative. Number one is manner of articulation, and then place of articulation. And then the last one is affricates. Affricates are a type of consonantal sound that combines a stop and a fricative. They are made by first blocking the airflow with the tongue or lips. And then also affricates have characteristics like manners of articulation, place of articulation, and then sound quality. In summary, fricative are consonantal sounds made by directing air through a narrow channel, causing friction, while affricates are sounds that combine a stop and a fricative. And then the next one, uh, the
Okay, thank you, Aurel. For the next 6 nasals and other consonant, nasals in English require air to escape through the nose, requiring a loud, soft palate. The distribution of ung is unusual in several ways. First, it occurs freely in initial position, but never in this position. The second, ung occurs frequently in the BBC accent, but there's a complex rule concerning when may be pronounced without following plosive. And the third, the distribution of is unusual in the small number of vowels it follows. The consonant L, the L phoneme, is a literal approximation where air passage through the mouth is not typically along the center of the tongue. The consonant R, the R consonant, is a crucial aspect of English pronunciation with significant difference in articulation and distribution across different accents. The consonant G and W, the consonant G and W are phonetically similar to vowels but phonological, similar to consonant. In the seven, the syllable. Syllables are crucial units in speech, often referred to as strong and weak syllables. The nature of the syllables are phonetically described as having a center, also known as a peak or nasals, which has little obstruction to airflow and sound load. Syllable division. The description of syllable remains a challenge, particularly when there is a connect sequence of consonants. This can result in a consonant sequence that cannot occur in a single syllable. This this principle states that consonant between two syllables should be attached to the right-hand syllable, not the left, as far as possible. For the next, Alexander.
Okay, so the next part will be strong and weak syllables. Definition. Syllables in English can be categorized as strong or weak based on stress, vowel quality, and length. This distinction affects the rhythm and pronunciation of words in spoken English. First, characteristics of strong syllables. A strong syllable has the following features such as contains a stressed vowel, often has a full vowel sound, more prominent and longer in pronunciation. Examples of strong syllables. First one is complete. Complete. The second syllable is strong. The next example is exact. Exact. The second syllable is also strong. Next is words with only strong syllables. One syllable words like cat, dog, tree. The reason because they have full vowels. Fully stressed syllables in compound words like handmade. Both syllables are strong. Number two, characteristics of weak syllables. A weak syllable has the following features, such as usually contains a reduced vowel such as schwa or I, shorter and less prominent than strong syllables, often occurs in unstressed parts of a word. Examples of weak syllables is about. First syllable is weak with schwa. Remember, remember. First and third syllables are weak. Next is common weak vowel sounds in weak syllables. Schwa, the most common weak vowel. For example, is sofa, banana. Weak, found in unstressed syllables, especially in words ending in y or li. For example, is happy or quickly. The next part will be importance of strong and weak syllables in English pronunciation. First, affects word stress and meaning. Stress placement can change a word's meaning. For example, present, present. Pre is noun and sent is verb. Contract, con is noun. Tract is verb. Number two, contributes to the natural rhythm of English. English has a stressed time rhythm, meaning strong syllables occur at regular intervals, while weak syllables are reduced. This differs from syllable-timed language like Spanish or Japanese, where all syllables have equal weight. Number three is helps in connected speech and weak forms. Function words such as articles, prepositions, pronouns often appear in their weak forms in natural speech. For example, is I can do it. I can do it. Is weak from can. She was here. Is weak from was. Now is the step how we can identify strong and weak syllables in a word. To determine whether a syllable is strong or weak, follow these steps. Step number 1. Identify the stressed syllable. If a syllable is stressed, it is strong. Step number 2. Check the vowel sound. If it contains A or I, it is weak. Step number 3. Observe its duration. If the syllable is short and less prominent, it is weak. Example word analysis: elephant, elephant. First syllable is strong, second syllable is weak, and third syllable is weak. So those are 8 topics that have been presented by us. I guess that's all we can present about the topic. Mohon maaf jika ada kekurangan atau juga kesalahan. Sekian yang dapat kami presentasikan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.